On Friday.
Why are you here today at the airport?
Well, I'm here today to clean up my locker because we don't have a job anymore, and to talk with the unemployment service.
What was your job with United Airlines?
I'm cabin service. Yeah.
And what have you learned about your job? It just doesn't exist anymore, or is it temporary?
Well, it's not clear. It's for now, I think it's temporary because they haven't told us, that we, right now they told us just we do not have a job. But I don't know what's going to happen after now. It's not clear, so it's hard to tell, Yeah.
Your typical filing date, since your last name begins with a B, will be on Tuesdays.
I'm here helping the Virginia Employment Commission take this bulk claim today for people affected by last week's tragedy.
And what is happening here? What's the process like?
The announcement was made yesterday that people affected by the tragedy could come to Reagan National Airport today between 9 and 3 and also Saturday 9 to 3 to have their claim taken in sort of a mass fashion to prevent an influx of individuals going to the local offices and clogging up the system that way. It was also easier for us to have them all in one place where we can get the information from the employers and have some sort of a self-contained process that might expedite it for both the industry and for the individuals who are affected.
What's been the general tone here?
Obviously, people are somewhat distraught from losing their jobs and also knowing that the opportunity to possibly go to one of the neighboring airports might be minimal because of cutbacks at other areas. They're somewhat appreciative of the process that allows them not to have to wait in long lines at some of the other offices or to try to get through some of the other areas who take claims by phone. They're not able to get through the phone lines. Maryland, for example, has been taking a lot of Virginia and D.C. claims over the last week or so, and we've been able to help both D.C. and Virginia out by processing claims in that fashion.
How do you think something like this large will affect the area and the system set up for unemployment?
Both Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. all have fairly sizable trust fund reserves set aside now to prepare for any kind of economic downturns. The numbers that are being tossed around as potential for this scenario related to the tragedy are not overwhelming to the level that they should impact tremendously on those trust fund reserves. Anytime you have the numbers that are being tossed about by the different airlines, it can affect the local economy in that if there's problems with the airline, you have neighboring restaurants who often provide meals to the industry to serve on the flights. You have rental car companies, you have mechanics, you have local hotels that are affected by downturns in any kind of economic business. Hopefully they're able to weather it or sort of supplant this shortfall with local conventions as opposed to those who might be flying into the area. So far, things are not in any kind of calamity stage. Obviously, when you're talking these kind of numbers, anything really hurts an individual more than it hurts an area or a state. When you're laid off, it's a recession for you, no matter whether you're the one of 1,000 or one of 10,000 or one of 100. It affects you as an individual. Hopefully these people, since they're eligible for unemployment insurance, while the money is not great that they receive on it, it does allow them to pay their basic bills and to keep things going until they can find other employment, or hopefully Reagan National will be able to reopen in 3 to 4 weeks, which is the number that we were being told that they're shooting for. So hopefully things will work out and we can get them back to work. Okay, what was your last day of work here?
It was Saturday night.
Saturday the 15th?
Yeah, is it the 15th? Yeah.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, So you did not work at all during this calendar week from Sunday to Monday? Okay. What is your primary occupation?
I'm an aircraft mechanic.
Well, your job.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Do you have a copy of your green card?
Yeah, I don't have a copy, but I have the actual green card.
I need to make a copy of that.
Okay.
All right. For the one option on number 23, which was the opportunity to have taxes withheld, unemployment benefits are taxable. Did you prefer to have it taken out now?
No, not now.
It's about 10% is what they take off the top.
I don't know.
At the mechanics rate, you're going to be eligible for the maximum in Virginia, which is $268 per week. So if you had 10% taken out, it's going to be $26.80.
Okay. All right.
It's up to you whether you want it now, or otherwise you have to end up paying it at the end of the year.
It can be withheld. No, I don't have any problem with it.
You want it withheld then? Okay. Now, what will happen is about mid next week or later next week, you will get a package from the Virginia Employment Commission. In that package, you'll have a monetary determination. It'll say based on your wages over the last year or so, roughly 15 months actually, you'd be eligible for a certain dollar amount based on those wages. At your salary rate, most likely you'll be eligible for the maximum, which is $268 a week. You'll be eligible for up to 26 weeks worth of benefits, and based on the governor's policy for exemptions, you will not have to list your job search contacts as you normally would if you file for unemployment. You still obviously want to look for work and, obviously to get yourself back into the labor market, but you don't have to list your contacts as you had to in previous situations where you'd file for benefits.
So you're talking about the benefits, about the insurance and everything, health insurance and everything?
Correct. Now, there is no waiting week anymore. Formerly, you had to wait 1 week before you file for benefits. The governor has also waived that, so you'll be eligible starting with the week ending the 22nd.
So I don't need to call anywhere or something?
Well, when you receive this packet, which will have the determination in there about how much you're eligible for, there will also be a 6-digit PIN number in that packet. Once you receive that PIN number, the number that's on the form that you have a copy of there, you call in that number, and each week you will file for benefits. They'll ask you your Social Security number and to enter your 6-digit PIN number, which you've received from the agency. When you do that, it'll walk you through a series of eligibility questions, which you will answer by touching the buttons on your keypad on your phone.
Do you have any feel for how long you might be out of work here?
I don't have any idea. My wife got laid off from her work too, so I don't know what to do now.
What does your wife do?
She used to work for a hotel in Crystal City Hilton.
Have you been talking to other mechanics? What's the general feel of everybody?
Yeah, it's terrible, The whole family, the whole place is, it's affected, I don't know what to do in the future. I don't know. I can't tell you anything right now, I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. I've got a son. I'm a new father. I don't know. It's just unbelievable.
I'm a part-time employee mainline with U.S. Airways. I've been working for the company. I just finished my 22nd year. Always worked at National or in the headquarters. I was a secretary for 18 years before I came into customer service. I also worked on the ramp from 6 to 9 months. Everybody laughs at me. I also worked in the sales office. I probably have worked every function that you could work with in the airline business. I enjoy it. I'm upset that we're not opening National right now because I really think I've called both the senators, Warner and Allen, and just expressed my opinion that Bush is doing a great job. But I think it's not a good idea to withhold not opening a national airport. I think we're falling into the terrorist hands. I mean, this airport's been open since World War II. We just revised it. It's a wonderful airport. It's a good working airport. It's a very secure airport. I start my work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm walking in the parking lot at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I feel very safe. I love my fellow workers, and we have good passengers. And even on a bad day, no matter what it may be, it's amazing how if you just talk to people and they understand the situation and where you're coming from, and they're stressed, but the stress level goes down, it's just a good place to work and a good person that you find out everybody. And this is affecting so many people. So I hope that Congress or the security department or whomever's going to make this major decision opens up the airport, even if we have to have jobs that are cut. We will understand that has to be in order to make survival go on and it to be a functional, good place to be.
You never thought you'd be out here today doing something like this, did you?
No, I have been in the Northern Virginia area for almost 35 years. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I started out as a medical secretary. I worked for attorneys. I worked for the airline. I'm a people person. And honestly, I don't even mind waiting tables. I'll do that. I'll do whatever it takes because I'm a firm believer in you take care of yourself, you help your fellow man. So you do work that needs to be done. The thing is, you always have to take care of your fellow person, but you have to be a happy person doing what you're doing. And so, no, I never thought I'd be in here filling this out. It's new to me, but I'm not upset by it because I do believe in our government. And I won't probably train for another job because I know this is going to open up. And we're going to be back helping the people travel wherever they have to get to.
I work for U.S. Express as customs service on the ramp.
And what do you think about all this?
It's a mess. I wish it was over with. I wish it never happened. But what happened, it happened for a reason. But right now, we got to deal with this and go with it because a lot of people losing their jobs, livelihoods. I don't know when the next meal going to come for, the next bill, how they going to be paid. And then again, I'm in the DC National Guard Reserve. And we on standby right now. So we can call anytime to go to war. So I'll be leaving my family to go over there to fight a war.
Are you applying for unemployment today?
Yes, I am.
And how about yourself?
Well, I work with ITS, security department. And, you know, all of us is just sitting around, no job to do, trying to get back to something. Opening this place to open pretty soon, but it seems like we got to do what we got to do. Stand by and wait to see what's happening.
What was your job with U.S. Airways?
Fleet service agent. Worked the ramp, out on the flight line.
What information have you been getting so far about your job?
Not a lot. We're home, so we don't have access to what's happening mostly. We just call the employee sick call line, and there's a recording on there telling us what to do. Yeah. But basically, we don't know. We're just wanting to hear if this airport's going to reopen or, you know, what's going to happen with us. Are we being furloughed? There's so much going on. We don't know. You know, we can't keep track of it all. Are we going to be laid off? Is this airport going to reopen? You know, is U.S. Airways even going to make it through this? You know, that's what we don't know.
Have there been any meetings or anything like that?
There has between, I'm sure, the company executives and such. But again, we're sitting home. We're not. You know, all the other airports in the country. You know, obviously, U.S. Airways employees are working at their airports, so they're getting information on what's happening. We're not because we're sitting home, so we don't know what's happening. So we're kind of in the dark right now.
Do you think they should reopen the airport? Obviously, yes.
Yes, I do. They said that if they did, it'd be a limited basis, and everything would have to take off. I think to the west across Woodrow Wilson Bridge, and you know. But I think if they do the reinforced doors, if they let the pilots carry guns, which I think they should, have a lockbox in the cockpit with a gun, I think, and also. Let's see, what else was there? Well, sky marshals. If they have sky marshals, reinforced doors, and let the pilots carry guns, there's no reason to hamper this airport. Let the terrorists win, you know, by a defeat like that. This airport cannot operate at that capacity. We need to take off and use all runways and take off in all directions. And like I said, with the doors and the pilots, you know, with guns, and there wouldn't be a need. I would think there'd be a need to hamper this airport and let the terrorists win. You know, that little victory. I don't see the need for it.
Let's say, worst case, this airport doesn't open or U.S. Airways goes under. What do you think you might do?
Move back to South Carolina where the cost of living is much cheaper, and just try to get on with someone else. Obviously, not another airline, because when you start with another airline, you start back at the bottom again, bottom of the pay scale, bottom of the seniority, everything. So in airlines, the seniority means everything. I've got about 13, 14 years, so that's hard to replicate. I won't make the money I'm making here hardly anywhere else unless I have a degree in something. So who knows, FedEx, UPS, anyone that's in this similar field at airports is probably what I'll try for.
And what was your job?
Skycap, and I'm working in this national airport. Well, after last day, September 11, after 9:30, something like that, is already finished this business, and I hope so. Soon as open this airport with more good ideas and supporting everybody, because we needed this job, and we don't hate the job, we love the job, and I think in all of us we are depends for the job and try to do best we can do.
How long have you been in Skycap?
12 years, and I'm still looking for another job, but until I got something. Okay.
It calls your name?
Yeah. Thank you.